Well, good day everybody and welcome back to Survival NS. Excuse my voice if it sounds a little raspy, but I'm just getting over a cold, but I did want to talk about a very important issue that a lot of people who live out of their vehicles, vans or RVs out of necessity, have to struggle with each and every winter, and that is, how do you stay warm and comfortable through the cold winter months? Now, inevitably, most folks will go out and purchase a heater. But the question then becomes, how do you know which heater is reliable, cost-effective, and energy efficient? Well, I believe I've got the answer to that question, and that's because I've been using this heater on and off for several years now, including some of the winter nights this past winter, and I believe this heater is the answer to your winter problems. So let's get out of the cold here. Let's go inside where it's warm and comfortable, and I will show you this heater. I'll go through all the pros, the cons, and all the great attributes that come with this heater. Now this is, as you can see down in the bottom there, this is the Olympian Wave 3 from Camco. And the reason why it's called the Wave 3, it's because it puts out 3,000 BTUs. And they also have the Olympian Wave 6 and the Olympian Wave 8. And of course the numbers correspond to the number of BTUs that it puts out, 6,000 and 8,000. All right, so let's get into the attributes of this heater. Well, first of all, this is a completely metal construction. This is a well-built heater, built to last. It's very dependable. The only thing that's plastic on this is the turning on and off knob right here. But other than that, it's a complete metal construction. It's a simple operation. You've got a piezo igniter right here, and they say it lasts for 20,000 strikes. That's a lot of strikes. Normally it's 3 and you're out. Now, right here is where you hook up your propane hose. And basically, other than that, that's all there is to it. And I'll show you how to start this thing up later tonight. But the other thing I want to mention is when you get this heater, you get the heater in the box and you get a little bit of hardware to go with it. And that's because, as you can see here on the back side, you've got a hookup here in case you want to mount it to the wall or on some sort of a swivel, which can be very good in a van environment. But other than that, that's all you get in the box. You don't get the legs. You have to purchase the legs separately. I purchased the legs because I didn't want to mount it. So I purchased the legs so that I can place it around the van and move it around anywhere as I want where I need the heat. The other thing that doesn't come with this heater is the high pressure hose. You have to purchase that separately as well, and you can purchase that item on the Camco website. Incidentally, you can also get the legs on the Camco website as well. In the box, you also get the instructional booklet, and I encourage everybody out there, and it doesn't matter which heater you buy, read the safety instructions and follow them to the letter. That's very important. You don't want to place your life in danger. Now, on the Camco website, they say that this heater is extremely safe to be used indoors. And I have to tend to agree with that because I've been using this heater indoors for quite some time now. And the reason I believe they say that is because this is probably the most important feature of this heater is it is flameless. Now, except for the pilot light. Once the pilot light comes on and it ignites the platinum rug in there, which I'll show you here, Don't know how clearly you can see that, but inside there's a platinum rug. And the pilot light comes on and it ignites the platinum rug. From that point forward, there's no flame to this heater. And the reason for that is because there's some sort of a chemical reaction that takes place between the propane heated and the platinum rug. So this is a flameless heater, which makes it extremely safe, unlike most of the heaters out there. Now, this heater also comes with two settings, low and high. On low, you get 1600 BTU output, and on high, you get the full 3000 BTUs. Now, I do want to mention that this is not the most popular heater out there, and that's because most people have never heard of the Olympian Wave 3. Most people out there that live out of their vehicles, they generally purchase the Mr. Heater Buddy heater, which looks like this. I had one of those heaters, and this is all I'm going to say about it. I found it very unsafe, to say the least, because it works on a flame. It's made of plastic construction, and there have been many occurrences on YouTube where there have been some massive catastrophic failures with that heater. Now, a lot of people swear by them, but the one thing I did find about it is that it's an all or nothing heater. What I mean by that is once you turn it on, it blasts heat out at an extraordinary rate to the point where it becomes too hot in your van and you end up having to turn it off. Then it gets cool and you have to turn it back on again. And this is a kind of musical chairs that you play with that heater. It's on, off, on, off. It's very difficult to control. The other thing I found with that heater is that it tends to be kind of like a wet heat. And by that I mean you just get that clammy feeling all over your skin. It's like a wet feeling. I don't know what it is, but that's the experience I had with it. And you don't get that with this heater. This is a very dry heat. Now, as I stated earlier, you can get a few accessories that go with this heater, like the legs. Obviously, you need to buy the high pressure hose to go with it. Also, the cover. I believe that's probably the most important accessory for you to buy, because the enemy of this heater is dust. Once dust gets on that platinum rug, it starts to degrade the efficiency of the heat output. So you don't want to let dust infiltrate it and get on that rug, because you can't get it off. So if you're going to purchase this heater, get the cover to go with it in order to protect it and have it last many years. Now, earlier I also stated that it's $485, and a lot of people probably assume that's a lot of money to pay. Yes, up front it is. However, on the back end, it is extremely efficient, and I say that because I've tested this heater out, and I've got a 20-pound propane tank that I attach to this, and I use it every night, and it lasts for 3 weeks. Every night, straight through, 20-pound propane tank. That's not going to happen with many of the other propane heaters out there, I guarantee you, and certainly not with the Mr. Heater Buddy heater. That thing devours propane. So tonight, we're going to put it to the test. You're going to see the results in real time. Then you can make your own judgment on it. All right, see you tonight. Okay, so what I've done right now is I've set up the Olympian Wave 3 for the night. Right there. So she's ready to go. The temperature at the moment, as you can see right here, is 3 degrees inside and 0 Celsius outside. Now that's about 32 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now. However, tonight that temperature is due to fall to about -5, -6. And for this area in eastern Canada, That's pretty much the norm on nights for the winter. So in the morning, we're going to find out when we get up how that Olympian Wave 3 has performed. But right now, what I want to show you is a couple of things which should be in your line of defense, and that's some of your clothing right here. First of all, those things right there, those are for your feet. Those are down booties, and those things keep your feet toasty warm when it is freezing in here. The next thing that you're going to probably want to have on hand is a nice, warm, puffy jacket like this one here. Then comes your bedding. Now, as you can see right here, this is my fitted sheet, and this is a fleece fitted sheet that goes over top of my mattress. Then over top of that, I put a polar fleece blanket like this one right here. Then over top of that, I've got a nice down duvet. And then finally, over top of that, I've got an extra thick polar fleece blanket as well. And that right there, my friends, that is your last line of defense. And that is a 30 below sleeping bag. Should everything fail, including your heater, that will save your butt. Okay, so that's pretty much all I've got for you for today. I'm going to pack it in for the night. I'll wake you guys up in the morning. We'll see how this Olympian Wave 3 heater has performed. See you in the morning. Okay, so just before I turn the heater on, I just want to let everybody know that I do have a carbon monoxide detector inside my van here. I also have a fire extinguisher, a fire blanket, and this right here is a welder's blanket, which is fireproof to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have all the bases covered, and I also have both front windows cracked open for cross ventilation. Okay, so let's get on with the turning this on. First of all, get the propane turned on. This is in the off position. You press it in for 3 seconds. Press the igniter. You can see the pilot light in there. And you hold this in for about 1 minute. Morning, everybody. Let me just turn on some lights here. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:02, something like that. Temperature outside is -4. Temperature in here is +11. A very comfortable +11. Have a look. And for that, Olympian Wave 3, I'd say that's a successful performance, don't you? So there you have it, folks. That's the Olympian Wave 3. Wow. I'm just getting a glimpse of that scenery over there in this winter condition. Have a look at that. Now that's pretty spectacular, even for winter here. So now, like I was saying, that's the Olympian Wave 3. And if you live in an environment like I do, where you get moderate winter temperatures, I think you'll agree, judging by last night's experiment, that the Olympian Wave 3 with 3000 BTUs, it's kind of like a little rock star heater. Now, if you live in areas where you see extremes in winter temperatures, then you'll probably want to upgrade to the Olympian Wave 6 or the Wave 8. Now, I'm not trying to sell anybody on the Olympian Wave heaters, because there's so many other heaters out there on the market that you can choose from, including those S-bar heaters from Germany that a lot of van lifers choose to install in their vans. But I don't know what it's like down in the States to purchase one of those and install it, but up here in Canada, it's close to $3,000. Simply not economical for many people. But I will say this, Winter for van lifers and people that live in out of their RVs is no joke, and you really need to get yourself a good heater to keep you warm and comfortable in order to survive the long winter months. You know it's cold when you see folks going to Walmart with 2 pairs of PJs on. Write that one down. Well, folks, that's pretty much all I have for you today. As always, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel out. And as always, be safe out there. It is winter. See you on the next video.